Hi everyone, my name is Kim. I'm a recipe developer and food photographer, and I run the blog Pretty Delicious Life. I've been getting a lot of requests lately to show you how I make these stop motion reels on Instagram. Instagram reels are best used as a way to highlight your final finished product. I like to use them, as you see here, either as showing off elements of composition, styling, or just the final recipe in general, and have a little fun with it. What I don't like to use Instagram Reels for is showing people how to make a recipe. You only have 15 seconds, and that's a lot of information to cram in such a short amount of time. So, without further ado, let's get started on making stop motion reels for Instagram. Oh, here we are. Your first step in the process is obviously to take the photos. So we're not going to go through that today because you're here to learn how to make a reel. But just so you know what I've done, I have my collection of 10 consecutive shots that I took of these paleo cinnamon buns when I photographed them. So typically what I'll do is I'll set my camera up on a tripod, set up my scene, find my camera settings that I like, and then I will put my camera on auto shoot in consecutive mode so I can get 10 frames and capture some motion, which is how we'll make a stop motion video. So once you have all 10 of your images, or you can do more, it will continue to capture 10 consecutive images for you, and you can just string them all together, which I'll show you shortly. But first, once you're finished with your photo shoot, you're going to upload each of your photos into Lightroom or whichever photo editing software you use, and you'll edit them. So here we have some roughly edited cinnamon buns just as an example to show you. As you can see, when I move the arrow keys on my keyboard, you get that great stop motion drip shot. So that's how you know this is going to create a really fun reel. So once you're finished editing, you want to select each of your photos that you're going to work with in Lightroom and export them to a folder on your desktop. I always pick 100% quality full-size images, but you can feel free to play around and see if a lesser quality works better for you. So we're going to export them, and I've just created a folder on my desktop called Cinnamon Buns Reel, and we'll export them right there. What we'll do next is we'll upload them into iMovie. So now you've exported each of your images out of Lightroom into a folder on your desktop, and we want to bring them into iMovie. So you'll click Import Media, find that folder, select each of the frames, and import them. Super simple. Now each of your frames are in iMovie. You'll want to shift select all of them and drag them down here into your timeline. Now that we have each of the clips in the timeline, it's time to slow them down. So for example, I'm going to leave them the exact length that iMovie imported them as, and we'll play it for you. See how long it takes in between the transition of each frame? You want to shorten that so it looks like actual motion, just a little bit more staggered. So what I usually do, you select each frame individually, and you can snip that down to about 15 seconds. Sometimes I'll snip it down to about 10. So let's try 10. See how much faster it is and how it looks like more of a natural movement just with slight choppiness, which you do want in a stop motion video, but it's not really extra choppy. Once you've decided that you like the speed of your movie, you'll want to go ahead and export that file out of iMovie, and you can call it Cinnamon Buns Reel. We'll export it directly to that folder that we created on our desktop and hit save. So now we're on our desktop, and what we want to do is we want to take the finished reel and we want to get it onto our iPhones. I always airdrop it, but if you don't have an iPhone, you can also email it to yourself. So I'm going to select the reel and just drop it right to my phone. Now it's on my phone, and I'll show you what I do from there. So now you have your newly created stop motion video saved on your phone. Now it's time to create a reel. You'll want to open up Instagram and start uploading your video. Now, if you notice, this is only a few seconds long. The red line going across the top left of your screen is just showing you how long this particular clip is. But see how much space you have left to work with? So you want to hit the check mark and then just keep uploading the same exact clip until you've filled up your 15-second time allotment. Next, you want to pick a song. And this is my most favorite part of creating a reel. In this instance, we made cinnamon buns. So I'm just going to search the word cinnamon and see if there's anything that comes up that sounds cool. I know I love Hayley Williams, so let's try this one. And there you have it. If you want to change the cover, you can simply click cover photo and drag to what photo you want to show up first. I really like this drip shot, so we'll use this as the cover photo. Now, all that's left to do is write a caption and decide if you want to share this in your feed or just share it to your stories. If you decide you don't want to share it to your feed, that's okay. It will still live on your profile. It will just be only in the designated reels section. My last tip for creating stop motion reels is choosing the music. Here are 3 steps that I typically follow when selecting a song for my reels. First, I think about if there are any elements of geometry in the images that I can highlight through song. Second, I decide if there's an ingredient in the recipe that sparks a song in my head that I'd like to choose. And third, is there a motion or an action happening that would warrant a specific song choice? In this scene, I'm drizzling salted caramel sauce over apple pie bars, so I chose Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me. For this scene, I let geometry influence my song choice and chose Circles by Soul Coughing. And there you have it. That's how I make each and every one of my stop motion Instagram reels. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Kim. I am the recipe developer and photographer behind Pretty Delicious Life. I would love if you liked and subscribed to this YouTube channel, as well as my Instagram and Pinterest, to continue to follow along, as I will have many more tutorials to come.